we've got Angela with us today, and we're just going to ask her some questions. And it's lovely to see you. Thanks for taking time out to answer some questions about why you got involved with doTERRA and kind of how you've ended up with a business. So your first question is, how and why did you get involved with doTERRA?
Okay, so I had never had any experiences with essential oils ever before, and I went to a networking event and sat next to the lovely Claire Parrott, and she was talking about her business with essential oils and saying about how they'd helped her children with this and how that they didn't get sick anymore. And I was kind of looking at her going, I wish I'd known you when my babies were babies. And she was offering a free aroma touch massage, which I kind of needed at that point. So I said, yeah, come on round. I'd like to know more about the oils. And she came round and she did me this most amazing, beautiful aroma touch massage, which was so, so lovely. I had the best night's sleep. The next day, I felt so amazing. But we also had a kind of a chat about oils. And she said, let's talk about some, things that you would like to try their oils for. And one of them was, my little boy was born congested, so he literally couldn't breathe through his nose. He for 2 years pretty much, he didn't sleep, I didn't sleep, and when I slept next to him once in a hotel, he sleeps like this. So he would lie down and go, and he can't breathe, so he wakes himself up, which then wakes me up. So I didn't sleep, he didn't sleep. Tried everything from Boots, all the Boots chemist stuff. We changed his diet, we put him on dairy free, and things had very, very minimal effects, but he was still waking up, and then still waking up in the morning going, Mummy, my nose is so sore, and nothing was coming out. And it was so, so sad to see him in all that kind of distress, I suppose. And then literally, maybe not the first night, but definitely the second night, it stopped. And it's not kind of, it stopped and we had to keep using it. It was just fixed. His congestion had gone. When he gets colds again, he obviously carries it here, but that was pretty much me sold. If I'm honest, it just fixed the sleep problem. It fixed the congestion problem. And that was the beautiful Breathe oil. And then the other one was, I asked her for an oil to help me with my wrists. I had severe pains in my wrists. Pretty much, I think, just from carrying kids and straining my kind of tendons and things like that. I went to the doctors and they said, oh, rest them for a few weeks and take this Nurofen gel. And so I had Nurofen pretty much all day, every day, for a good 6 months. And I wore wrist supports. And within a couple of applications of the deep blue oil, I was looking at my hands going, they don't hurt anymore. And same again with it wasn't a case of I had to keep applying it every day. It was just gone. And every kind of 3 or 4 months, I'll feel a little bit twingy because they're quite sensitive. And so I'll put the deep blue on, and I know that that's what they do. So that was me pretty much sold. And that's how I got into the oils. And now I have a lovely big box of them, which I'm very proud of, and it's my gold, and that is my medicine cabinet now. Through kind of learning through various different things, through Claire, through yourself, Claire, and through the group, and through meeting other people who've had really different experiences, my oil box has become my medicine cabinet for all physical things relating to with kids. The husband was a skeptic, but he's a convert now. I love that. So there's been a few things, saying it comes down and goes, Angela, I've got such a sore throat. Can you help me with your oils? And I give him some Melacula to take to work and put on his throat. And by lunchtime, he texts me going, it's gone. But he had a really big abscess about 2 weeks ago, probably about a month ago now, on his tooth. So I sent him away to the doctor, said, go and get diagnosed, do not take any of the antibiotics, but come back. And we made him a rollerball of clove, On Guard, and frankincense. And he just rollerballed it on his face. And within a couple of days, the pain had gone. And with a week, the abscess had gone. So that's him properly converted. And he actually went away on a boys' getaway this weekend, and he forgot his rollerball. He came back and I just felt weird without my rollerball. I was like, yes, get in. So yeah, so we're all properly converts on the kind of health side of it.
It's amazing how the men are kind of, at first they're like, oh, whatever. And then all of a sudden they're addicted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think he'd go into my oil box and sort it out himself by any stretch of the imagination. But he's up for kind of being not the prescription drugs and things like that anymore. So that's good.
Yay, another winner.
Another winner.
Perfect. So I was going to ask you, so how have the products helped you and your family? But I think we've answered that question.
Yeah, I think so. I think the only other thing is that, so the physical wellness is just an obvious one for me, and you can prove that very, very easily and straight away. I think the emotional side of it was a little bit trickier for me to get. I thought it was a little bit hippie-ish, and there's two examples really that made me buy into it. One of them was when I did the doTERRA test with you for the first time, and it was at a time of my life where I was feeling very unsure where I was going. I was just fighting every day and hoping to just get through the day. I was arguing with John. The kids were I was just running on nervous energy, and career-wise, I didn't know I was going a bit lost. And I did the doTERRA, and it came up with the frankincense as my big go-to oil for emotional. And I read about the frankincense after that, and I just cried really in terms of how much it resonated, how I feel. So whenever I do feel those feelings a little bit, can't see the wood for the tree, I need grounding, I need to kind of just get some headspace, and frankincense is a really good one for me to get that. And so emotionally it worked a lot for me, frankincense. And then the other one really that had a big impact emotionally was peace oil. At the beginning of this year, so I had a major operation. I had an ectopic pregnancy that had ruptured. It led to a lot of internal bleeding, and physically I healed very, very well. I think I'm quite a strong physical person, but emotionally it took me a long time to heal from that. I felt very vulnerable, very things can happen overnight and change your life, and all that kind of stuff. And I did an doTERRA test because I don't know what oil to be using, and it came up with peace as a very, very strong oil that I should be using. And I diffused it. I'd just be sitting with my own thoughts, and I diffused it, and it just felt like a big warm blanket, just giving me a hug and just saying, it's okay. The world's not gonna, it's not that bad out there. And it was just beautiful, beautiful oil. So I would definitely recommend for people that have gone through experiences that to work with peace. And it is a beautiful oil to use for that. So emotionally, we're down with that as well. So for kids with they're highly strung, all that kind of stuff. So we use that on the bottoms of their feet and see a big difference with them. So emotionally and physically, I'm totally bought into.
Yeah, emotionally, you do have to kind of go through a process, I think, to kind of find what's going to work for you.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that say that the kind of physical first, they see the results, and then emotionally they're like, wow, okay, it really works. So the next question is actually going to be a really difficult one to answer, because I'm going to ask you, what's your favourite product and why? It's so difficult to pinpoint.
It is, but it's kind of ones that, if you took them all away, which one would I be really sad about? So can I have three?
Okay, go on then.
Okay, right, so the first one would be On Guard. For physical, I use On Guard particularly at this time of year, all day, every day. I diffuse it, I wash with it, I put it on kids' feet and spine for their immune system. So there's loads of germs going on around at the moment, and I feel like I have a prevention as well as a cure tool with On Guard. I'm not just kind of sat there going, they've got a cold, let's see what happens. If it gets really bad, we can give them some cold. I can stop that, and I can make it better before it gets to that point where it's out of control. So I feel like it's my power oil that I can stop things with. So On Guard is definitely probably one I couldn't live without. Then frankincense, both for physical and emotional, is one I couldn't live without. And peace is my own special personal oil for me. That I absolutely love.
Oh, that's awesome. I agree with the On Guard. It's such an incredible oil. Someone took that away, I'd be upset.
Yeah. I don't know how people live without it, to be honest.
I know. Whenever I hear someone, I'm like, oh, you need On Guard. You need On Guard.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, so next question. What would be your advice to people looking at purchasing the oils for the first time?
I think my advice, and it's one of those where I do events and I talk to friends and this, that, and the other, is that choose something that an oil could make an impact on straight away. So whether it is, calming or sleep or a kid's congestion, and you can go, right, that works. So you kind of start your belief process really early on. So get samples off, wellness advocates like myself, Claire, anybody else in the team, and get samples to try them and show that they work. And then what I would do is to look at one of the kits, because they're such good value for money. And I hate sounding like a salesperson. I just hate it. But in terms of the value for money from one of the kits, you really can't go wrong, and that's your starting point. And you may not use all of them straight away, but I promise over the months that you have them, then you will be using them all and you'll be learning about them all. And slowly but surely, like we've taken Calpol, Nurofen totally out of our medicine cabinets, and you will start replacing them. So do it as a gradual process. And so so I think that would be the starting point, is to get a few samples, understand a little bit more about them, and then have a look at one of the kits, rather than just buying individual ones.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, don't they? And I'm always like, oh, the kits are such good value. And I always like people to get the free stuff, and
yeah,
I'm like, you're missing out on all the free stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, great. Okay, next question. So you are one of our leaders in our team, with a fantastic team underneath you.
I do. I'm very lucky to have a fantastic team.
Yeah, they're going absolutely crazy. So why do you choose to share doTERRA and build a business? What kind of made you think, yeah, I want to share this and I want to start paying for my orders, basically?
Yeah, so I mean, my journey, I've already explained how I got into them, and that was probably in August before was when I met you, and I started using the oils for myself, and I bought my kit. And I think it took me to August, September, October, November, December. It took me 4 months having a go with them, sharing them, giving little samples to friends and all that kind of stuff. And then I went, okay, December. When it kind of got the Christmas and New Year over, New Year, I'm going to start this as a business. And I consciously made that decision, that I believed in it so much. I was passionate about the oils and the business itself. doTERRA is a beautiful, beautiful company. So it wasn't just the oils that I bought into to make the decision to make it business. It was actually doTERRA themselves, in terms of the way that they give back. And I just felt like all round it was a really, really good fit for me. So December, I made the decision to make that journey. And I think when I had the operation in May, I think it put me on hold a little bit. I think I put my tools down, and it was just a little bit like it was my healing time. So it took me 2 or 3 months to heal emotionally from that and figure out my way. And then I kind of picked up my tools a bit again, and I was still running another business alongside that, and I was still doing a little job, and I was still juggling lots of things. And so oils was kind of there. My doTERRA business was kind of working its way in the background. And then I decided to go and get a proper job. Just pure financially. I wanted to get my financial mojo back, and it needed to happen sooner rather than later. So I got myself a proper job and hated it. I still hate it. I'm still in my proper job. But it has had a very, very positive impact on me being determined to make this business work. And I tell you for why. It's the people that I meet through doTERRA are beautiful people. I want to be hanging out with those people. I want to be introducing oils to people's families every day. I want to be helping them with their physical, emotional problems through oils. And I've done a lot of events, and people say, God, you are really passionate about it. And I am very, very passionate about it. And it's something I feel very, very lucky to have found something that I can turn into a job, a lifestyle that I absolutely love. And I don't think people find that very often. And I am very, very lucky to have found it. So, but having the grey job has made me more determined to go out there and do it, I suppose. So a few things, and I've got, sorry, I've just put my cup of tea down, is that when I've got this job and I've gone, okay, right, this is it, we're going to do this, is that I started reading this. So You're a Badass at Making Money. And it's not as harsh as it sounds. It's like, oh, you know, it's not all about the money and it's not all this and that. It's not all about the money, it's about your mind. And so this book I would recommend for anybody, and this has turned my psyche round into making it a business. And the next one that I'm on is The Universe Has Your Back, and I'm loving that, and that is really helping with kind of the business side of it and my self-development. And then I think just to kind of finish off that is that now I'm finding with the stage of the business is it's gone from being kind of 90% sharing and this, that, and the other two. It's kind of getting a balance on helping people within my team see what I see and getting them to where they want to go and reaching their goals, which has then kind of come a double-edged sword really, in terms of that's become my passion in helping them, and really, really being passionate about helping them with their doTERRA business.
Yeah, you definitely can't help people, can you, when you see other people kind of moving through the ranks and you see that their orders are going to be paid for, so they're just getting free product every month, and you know the next step then is for them to be earning an income, and you know that takes the pressure off them and their family. It's really, really special feeling, and that is one thing that doTERRA do very, very well, is that it's all about giving, isn't it? Giving back and, you know, helping other people.
Yeah, no, absolutely it is, and you never feel like it's a sales process and it's all about the money, but yeah, like you said, it's a very giving, and you know when you do see that, it's like, that was very easy because it was something that I actually loved doing, and I think the more that you think like that, the more you attract it.
Yeah, one of the sayings is a rising tide lifts all boats, and I definitely feel that is, in the business sense, that is definitely what we're doing. So Absolutely. It's really interesting what you're talking about, the books that you've been reading, and I do know you've got a really great Facebook group as well, Miracle Morning, which is another great book, based on another great book, isn't it, really? And you do a lot of mindset stuff. So tell me about your kind of week with doTERRA. What do you do kind of every week, the mindset and business? Tell me your typical week.
Okay, so I now with this job, I work 4 days within this job, and I have Wednesdays, which is today, to do my doTERRA business. So I have Wednesdays totally dedicated to me and my doTERRA business. So for example, today I've got 3 or 4 meetings. I'm meeting up with people in coffee shops that I know are interested in oils. They've started buying oils, they want to find out more, or they just want to kind of get an introduction to them, or they want to loan a diffuser. So I've got people like that in the diary today. So I've got kind of a busy day going on. But last week I made a conscious effort not to have anything in the diary and made it about me, and me just having some time to I did meditation, and I smile for saying this because if you just said meditate on a daily basis a few years ago, I would have laughed, and now it's very important to me. But so yeah, I meditated. I sorted out some affirmations that I would be doing on a daily basis to actually just gear myself up in terms of when I am working on a day-to-day, I've got something in my back pocket that I can pull out. So also yeah, so affirmations and meditation and things like that, vision boards that I would spend a bit of time on, and just taking that time to do that. I will also, I've got, I'm quite lucky, I've got support in the evenings from my other half, so I can go out in evenings and do some events or visit people, and so I do probably a couple of evenings a week at the moment going out and seeing people. And it's just constant, messages. I'm kind of probably a little bit of a phone head, where I've always got my phone with me, where I am getting back to people, say, what oil would you use for this, or what does doTERRA think about this? So I'm always kind of interacting with people through social media, or just personal messages as well. So that's kind of really at the moment where I structure it. I've also written a very structured plan. So I've formulated all my goals and where I want to go, I've worked out what activity that I need to be doing on a weekly basis. So how many people I need to be getting in contact with, how many posts on Facebook I want to be doing. So setting myself targets like that in terms of activity and what I want that activity to result in. So that may be, you know, people getting a wholesale account, or somebody trialing oils, and then that's turned into a monetary value. So I've done a plan like that, and I have then done my exit plan from my grey job, in terms of working out how much money I need to earn to get out of this grey job. So I'm hoping it's going to be before, but the latest it's going to be is December 2018. So I think that's a pretty realistic plan. If I can push it obviously earlier, then I will. But now I feel like I'm not stuck in that job forever. My plan is, and you know, for the last 3 months, I'm very much on target with that, because that's how much I've got to do in that month, and there's no way around it, to actually get out of this job. So by June next year, I'll have a cleaner every week, because I want a cleaner every week.
Yeah.
And that's my first goal. And then to be out of this job, so I need a certain amount of money a month to make it worthwhile me coming out of that job and doing my doTERRA business full time. So that is in an Excel spreadsheet. That's my plan. That's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah, and I think it is very realistic. There's lots of people that do this business, and they get, you know, in like 12 months, they're, you know, sailing and earning, you know, thousands, and that's definitely not kind of how we portray the business, because it is really hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to, like you say, you're setting your mind to it. It's definitely not a business where you kind of just, you know, helping a few people get some oils and suddenly you're rolling in it. It's, you know, it's every day doing little something. But I do love all your little posts about kind of the books and the meditation and things like that. And it makes me realize how many people don't have that, especially people that work in the corporate world, and what they're missing out on, you know, all that self-development.
Yeah. And it is all, for me, it's all about living the now. And so this grey job that I have, a lot of the people there, they're very nice people, but they're all just sat there waiting to retire. And they go to work, they trudge to work, they sit at the desk, they trudge back. I don't want that on a daily basis. I want to enjoy the now and really live the now. And I really, really am passionate about that. And for my kids to see that as well, in me, and not feel like I'm missing out on anything or waiting to retire. It's just not, I just don't see that as an option really. So I've derived a plan to make it work for me.
Yeah. From what you were saying about taking some time off when you need it, and you can do that with this business. I mean, you may find that your income lowers a little bit, but you know, generally the business will keep itself going if you've got some good team members and, you know, people, everyone rallies around. And I think that's important. You wouldn't get that in a, you know, normal job. You'd either have to keep going, or you're taking sick pay, or you don't get paid sick pay. But with having your own business with doTERRA, you do manage to kind of be able to take some time off when you need to, or when you need to be with your family, and it will just keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really important.
I think as well, what's a really, really exciting side of it for me. So if you are in a job, it's kind of, you get your salary every month, and that's your salary. But with doTERRA, the possibilities are endless. You can go as far as, you know, as little as you want to do that. So that's my first goal for December 2018, to earn enough money from doTERRA to get out of that job. But I don't see that's the end. I see that, you know, and I'm not going to go, I've got there now, I'm happy with that, I'm not in a great job. That's the start for me. That's the very, very start. And then from there, you know, and it's not all about the financial rewards from it. It's kind of, I want to be going out to countries where they source the oils from, and doing, you know, putting back into their communities. And when my kids are a bit older, I feel that I can take a week or 2 weeks to go and do something like that. And so it just fits so much with what I want to do. So I don't see that goal of getting out of this job is that's it. That's what I'm aiming for. That's the start of it. The rest of it. Whereas if you're in a proper job, that's what it is. And, you know, there's nothing else you can do to influence that except for promotions and things like that. But I do feel that the possibilities with this business are just
It's like you say, it's not about earning the money and then being, oh, I've got loads of money. It's the time freedom, isn't it, that the money brings. And the time freedom is when you get the opportunity to give back to various charities, or go and see the things that you want to go and see. Oh, well, that's brilliant. What a lovely chat we've had.
I know. A lovely way to start my Wednesday.
No, what a great way. Well, obviously, as per normal, if anyone has any questions, they're more than welcome to get in touch with myself or yourself or anyone on the team, or they want to just write a comment at the bottom when I post this up on the Facebook group. Just go ahead. If you need to talk about the business in more detail or just oils in more detail, obviously we're here to help, you know, almost 24/7.
Almost, yeah. We use sleep oil, so we do sleep down.
I know, sometimes. Lovely. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon, but sending my love.
Lovely. Thanks, Claire. Bye-bye.
Bye.